All right, people. Oh my god, sorry. Ah, dude, like I'm still dealing with COVID. It's unbelievable. But like it's in my lungs, and usually get like a semi. Let's move that light. I get like a semi-annual cold every single year. Oh, you guys dig the Mighty Duck here? The I always get compliments on this. This is actually one of my just. I've only worn this out in public a handful of times. This is my going out, not giving a shit type shirt, peacocking, if you will. But no, I usually get like this annual cough. Okay, it's like a little bit of a cold combo type thing, and it comes and goes, but it kind of comes like every single winter. It never puts me out of commission. Ever since I've had COVID, though, I've had this like deep cough since Christmas, and it's crazy. But AKA Pad here, we're healthy, we're strong, we're rocking and rolling. We're tonight we're working on my passion project, Trial by Fire, TBF. You guys know the name. You heard it all before. The entire checkered background, everything. It's about the story. Okay, it's really cool. Like kind of, it's complimentary that the just like thinking here. I got so many things, but here tonight we gotta do this. We gotta do this. Let's just do this. So we have to do it like this. Okay. Yeah, this is something I haven't figured out. Thank you. Good idea. Hey, good idea. Real quick, take a look at the uh second window there. Okay. So for January, one of the prompts was Bluebird. Are you familiar with Bluebird? I mean, without looking it up, I want to know your response. I almost sent this to you on the side because when I first went through the prompts, it blew me like I blew over it. Then it blew me away when I had to look into the character. I thought this was one of the characters that showed up in the Thunderburst, but that's like Mockingbird, right? So this, I mean, we talk about trivia a lot. Bluebird, the Marvel Comics Bluebird, not the DC Comics Bluebird. It's incredible. It's amazing comic book lore. I'm fascinated by this. I almost want to do like a special on it. Yeah, I know there's a Bluebird for DC. If you have a couple seconds, look up Bluebird for Marvel Comics and just breeze through the Wikipedia, and it's like I can't even picture like covers, panels, or anything that this character like was on, but it's somewhat like substantial to the connection to the Amazing Spider-Man. But anyway, so everyone, thanks. The AK Pad Army always steps up. So here's the thing. So I deal with this annual cold, this annual cough. I got COVID right when Christmas hit, and like yeah, it's still there. Like so, I understand like all like everything that's happening with the COVID, with the co, but it sticks to you. It sticks to you more than flus that I've had, deep fevers that I've had, and like I'm still right, like it's still there. So tonight, though, my sister was brilliant enough to drop this off when I was suffering from COVID during Christmas. She did the mega drop. My sister gets it. The Budweiser holiday pack. Now, Budweiser had a fall pack that had like a maple. They had a maple seltzer, though sweet potato seltzer. Okay, a lot of those are complete failures, but they're glorious failures because I do back the Bud Light seltzers, everyone, for Monday Night Draw and Call. Here, this is the one I kept to share with all of you, and let's just show it off. Can you see it? It says eggnog. Let's have a taste of some eggnog seltzer. Let's smells like complete garbage. It's like a seltzer demon pissed inside of this can. Smooth flavor, not a lot of aftertaste. It's not bitter, it's not too sweet. But the flavor is not discernible. And the back taste, it's like there's a like a hit, like a tinge. Like it's not satisfying. The back taste when it hits the back of your taste buds, when it rolls down your throat. That's what she said. It's just not there. It's not strong enough. AKA Patters. You guys want like a full update? Let's just do a little bit of a full update here. Let's split that screen. Okay. Let's split it. Stanuary. We are approaching. I'm just going to keep it like this. Or right? Or can we go like that? Let's go like that. Okay. Look at this. Now, this is just warm-up stuff, people. Okay? We have to thank Justin or I, fellow aka Patter, fellow Wolfpacker, member of the aka Pat Army. In this very chat, he suggested this. He suggested it. It's a reality now. We made it happen. I don't want anyone asking about these shirts hanging up and back of me, by the way. These are all shirts I designed. Okay? This area one time was a little bit of my archives, but I'm moving, so everything's in chaos. So here it is. All right. It's a do-it-yourself comic. I'm not sure of many people challenge me on this. How many other artists out there, obsessive idiots like myself, even attempted this live? I mean, I've streamed nearly every single one of these. Hold up here. We got Peggy Carter here needs a little bit more of a highlight. Right there. Bingo bango. Sorry, we got to make Peggy Carter look HOT. I'm curious about this show. Has anyone out there watched the Peggy Carter show with a level of discipline? And with a level of discipline, I just mean on a regular basis. Is it on Disney Plus? I kept forgetting to look that up. Even though I have Disney Plus, I like the idea. I love the idea that it's her and like Howard Stark. I'm a big Howard Stark guy. I love Howard Stark in Captain America. We have Ego here. I kind of butchered one area here for the X-Men. I just listed all the X-Men box office numbers here. I thought that would be pretty cute. A little bit of an LOL. Psylocke here needs some additional highlights. You can never touch up your artwork enough. but it's yours, and you can do with it as you like. You can send your own artwork into oblivion if you choose. And the funny thing is, I fully back everything George Lucas has done with his stuff because I don't know if you got the means to make corrections and make stuff better. Like, who the hell cares? Why not? Right? Like the anti George Lucas stuff, which essentially those people won. And even when Disney bought Star Wars, Lucas wanted nothing to do with it. So all those people that made those documentaries right now are probably the biggest voices in complaining about the state of Lucasfilm. And I don't know. You got your just desserts. I mean, if you were Lucas, would you want to just seeing like internet culture? Why would you ever want to get involved with Star Wars again? You would want to get rid of it. I really feel like that's the reason behind it all. Yeah, so upset that they didn't renew it for the third season. Yeah, dude, I am. Good idea. I'm like surprised it even went for two. I really am. Talking Peggy Carter here. Yeah, it's like because you know what it is too. It's like a found idea. Because like if someone told you they're like, oh, they're doing all these things with the movies and they're and they're doing TV shows, like you would never say ever. You'd never be like, well, I hope they make a Peggy Carter show. But they did like such a interesting, amazing like side story or B plot, like however you want to phrase it. But they executed that so well in the movie. They made her like a permanent member now of the Marvel universe, not just cinematic universe, but Marvel universe in general. Yeah, and that's the stuff for the movies that I think should be a little bit more honored. And it's just not. Like people just ignore that stuff. Yeah, like when they say, "Oh, there's not good villains in the in the MCU movies," like they'll focus on that, and it's like, well, yeah, but they spun all of these like side characters in such a amazing way, ballsy way, forward thinking way, however you want to like phrase it. I don't know. I think people that ignore that stuff are uh, lazy thinkers. Yeah. Like you can't ignore it. You can't even ignore how good some of the other MCU villains are, or why some of them are like duplicates. I don't know if you guys like ever thought about that. When you do stories, like you kind of need tropes. You need tropes because the audience is familiar, with the trope, and from a storytelling perspective, you have less work to do, which is kind of good because movies and stuff like that are timed, right? Your movie can't go on forever. You need to deliver a product that's a 2 hour long product, mostly 2 hours. So dealing with tropes and then dealing with villains that have a duplicate power set than the hero, it just saves a ton of time storytelling. And so what you do is like you just depower the hero, and we understand the power of the villain because he's an opposite of the hero, and then like it's built in drama. And you can't say like you didn't think about that at the end of uh Iron Man, or even at the end of the Paul Rudd one. Because I still can't admit that Paul Rudd is a superhero. He's just Paul Rudd. But like even those ones, like those ones work. Abomination versus Hulk works. Like it's you understand what the threat level is, and you don't have to waste all this time explaining the power sets of a new different villain. It even worked for like Doctor Strange. There we go. The Bluebird character totally under the radar. Yes. Like here, let's get to it right here. I didn't read Untold Tales of Spider-Man far enough to encounter the character. Great trivia, isn't it, dude? Dude, Justin hit like a home run when he. I gotta reach out to him and see what the thought process was. I want to know how he arrived on this character. Yeah, I don't know why. Like originally, like just on the visual level, I was picturing her as Mockingjay or Mockingbird, and I thought she was maybe like like the character itself kind of went through like a change, and I was like, oh, maybe I'll do like a different costume because like maybe she's got a different costume than what I know Mark Bagley drew her in. And I was just like excited, and then it's a good thing I kind of did a little bit of diligence because like normally I would have just kind of sat down and started drawing the girl from Thunderbolts from memory. Yeah, so now it's like I got to get those Untold Tales comics, which is awesome because that means they gotta be a good price on eBay, right? Which is somewhat of a rare thing anymore. Comics are just no longer cheap when it comes to getting them online. Yeah, especially with like eBay, everyone thinks they have a level of like gold. And you're just like, oh my god, no. The last thing I want to do is explain to buyers why their inventory is worthless. Like that's not my job. That doesn't mean I won't buy your stuff though, because I probably will. Yeah, so now we're just doing Stanuary. What the hell am I doing? But yeah, it's interesting. So for Stanuary, the last two, because we're down to like the last two, and keep in mind we're not going to work on these tonight, but we have Black Panther, which I'm looking forward to because we have a Marvel Knights reference right here, the Mark Teixeira Christopher Priest one, the greatest run of Black Panther right here. We will have the movie there, and then we have Groot, and then we're going to end with Stan Lee. That kind of reminds people that prompt 31 is actually the first 2 pages, and then I'll work on the indicia here. I need ideas for the back cover. Anyone out there that has ideas for the back cover, let me know. And then I do have a solution for this. So from this cover to cover will be like hand drawn, completely custom, and pretty fly. I say so myself. So what exactly is this? What's happening on this page? What's happening on this panel? So I've been not wasting. Maybe I'm wasting. I've been spending a lot of time in chapter 2 explaining Pitbull's power set. Okay, so we're now like 2 pages away, I think, or maybe 3 from a giant, awesome, like double page spread that really kind of hits home the evolution of Pitbull, like where the character is going to be and all these other things. So I just can't, I can't wait to get there. I'm pretty much after my initial run of this chapter and these pages, I'm working just through sequence. Like I'm just drawing everything within sequence. And which is not normally how I work, but I think we're getting there. We're having a good time. So the process for here is pencil, and then we're going to light box it onto the smooth vellum, the smooth bristle board. Not, and we only use vellum. The reason why we only use vellum is because we want to be fast when we eventually ink. And you know what, too? Like, I don't think the angle for some of this works. So let's see here. Like, part of some of the process too is like you go back and forth between like the form, what the form is doing. You have to be willing to go back and forth. If you can't go back and forth just on a illustration sense, and by an illustration sense I mean like you are trying to draw form and you're trying to draw things accurately. That doesn't mean you're using like a perfect style, okay? It just means that you are conscious of the viewer, yourself, like everything going on with the drawing. That's what illustration is. Illustration isn't just pencil to paper. There's a commercial element to that term. Just trying to get the head here in the right position. Yeah, dude. Thank you. Yeah, good idea. Thank you so much. Yeah, keep in mind too, like the process for this, it really went from like chapter one, being like, like at least like on the page by the time I was done with that campaign, and then and then I kind of, I don't know, like repositioned everything and wanted the, like, if you remember the Nas prestige format book, which is amazing, Black Hawk, that was 4 issues, that was 3 or 4, no, that was 3 prestige issues. Hulk World, The Dark Knight Returns, like that era of the prestige format DC Comics miniseries. It was, because that's essentially what they were. They were like 64-page issues, right? But they were prestige format, and the way how they didn't have house ads and the way how they were designed from cover to cover, it just really clicked, and it was just one of those things where I just saw like TBF getting pushed way back, and me essentially having to do 2x more of the work. But the entire idea of Trial by Fire now being a complete volume from cover to cover and everything about it, like everything your fingers would touch is Trial by Fire, meaning it brings you into like the entire world. And I don't want to say world building because I think that's like a bullshit term. I think people that don't know anything about the creative process just use that fucking term. It is buzzworthy, right? So there's a little bit of that. So it is used because it's buzzworthy. But anyway, yeah, it just kind of, it really fired me up, and it put me on this path of like thinking of, like almost like considering TBF more complete than it I ever thought it would be. And because of that, the ideas that are in TBF now got like amplified, and there were things like story wise that I can use the format of the book for and the presentation. So those story elements can, hey bud, those that's my cat. Uh, those elements get shifted because I can have my own ad, like that's a product that Caesar created in Trial by Fire. Psst, sorry, my cat's got the zoomies. So Dad, what are you doing? Psst, psst. What's up, bud? Dude, he cracks me up when he gets the zoomies. Total excellence. I missed you earlier. I'm so sorry. I was just like in this dream state when I was working on the sketchbook. I don't know. Like, did you want to see the update real quick? We're almost done, but we did Songbird earlier, which is right here. Wonderful piece of trivia. Justin went into the fifth dimension when he dug up this character. I want to interview him just all for that. TBF update. Yeah. Yeah, the Ash Canes, there's going to be two separate books. Okay, so I guess like I was waiting to like maybe tomorrow with Indiegogo, I'll do like a bigger announcement because I have pages that haven't ended up on the updates at Indiegogo. But the bigger announcement is, because we're rocking and rolling so much with these. Okay, these are almost sold out again. The second printing. You'll be getting one of these too. Total excellence. I rushed and printed these so they can go out. Okay, but we're really clicking now with what I'm doing with this printer, and the guy kind of gets me, which is good. And Trial by Fire, we're going. I'm going from my original notes that I did in 96, 97. We're going to do a TBF. It's called 97 TBF 97, and it's going to have the original presentation with some of the original script and all those things, and it'll have some of the sketchbook, sketch work, some commentary. It's going to maybe talk about the people that the characters are based on, and that's going to go out. Okay, I just haven't decided on the best way to mail those out because everything we mail here is significant. For example, look, I forgot to show these all. So for Uzi Susie, because I just found these too. These were I don't want to show you like the finished one because it's a part of opening up the package. But Uzi Susie comes like attached to these, and they're like essentially Crud City Food Bank, like boxes, okay, for their food supply, okay. So everything with Uzi Susie and Trial by Fire, they're at the level now where again everything you touch is about the story. So we're going to do the announcement very soon when it comes to TBF 97, and then the Ash Cane, which is just going to be the black and white presentation without dialogue. Okay, so the black and white TBF we're emulating the Wildstorm ones. Okay, we're emulating this the way how Wildstorm, who I think did the very best Ash Canes. Chaos did some good ones too. Chaos is just not high profile on the level that Wildstorm is, but we're going to echo that. Okay, we're echoing this quality. Now you might say, Pete, how do you really know? How you know the quality of these Ash Canes? Because I don't know. I spent some time tracking these down and buying them. Okay, so here's a quick example. This one's awesome. Look at this. Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah. Sorry, it took me a little bit to decipher that. Yes, it's weird when people use world building when it comes to storytelling, even though I just listened to 2 lectures on it. But that's what I mean by buzzword. Okay, like it's buzzworthy. It's lectures now. It's a part of coursework, that sort of thing. So, what the hell is this, people? It says Supreme Comic Asylum Saturday 28th, playing the comics Sunday 29th. What is this? Okay. I was so fascinated by this. I emailed the guy about 4 times. And I really was like, look, you're going to have to talk to me about this because it just says Supreme. Now, there is a clue. The clue's the signature here. It says Brian Murphy. Brian Murray, not Murphy. Brian Murray worked on Supreme. He's actually a pretty good colorist, too. So, here we go. Issue 5, Supreme. And we can see that the presentation for this, it's not even close to what Wildstorm was doing, okay? You know, like the gutters here or the borders. It's just nothing fills up the page, okay? It's we don't like this, but the thing I love about Ash Canes is that they're boiled down. You know, like they're very. It's like almost like the DNA of a comic is like the binary level. Okay, that's what Ash Canes are all about to me. So, like, just a quick example. Look, Supreme 5, Wildcats 5. We know about this Ash Cane. This is what inspired everything we're doing with TBF when it comes to the Ash Canes. But look at the presentation. We don't have to go into the story. We don't have to go into the characters. We don't have to go into anything but the presentation. Negative points for they missed the inside back cover, but you know we got Homage, not Wildstorm yet, still Homage Studios. So TBF, it's like the coming home party when I work on TBF 97. What's holding that up is the same thing holding up Uzi Suzy issue 2. I haven't had time to go to the printer. So essentially the process for some of this, for just the Ash Canes, okay? I show up, we go through everything. Every time we go through everything, we start from scratch. Format, how many sheets of paper we're using, all of it, okay? And then we select the paper type, we select the print type, because the printing and the paper, there's like a marriage, and some things are glossy, some things aren't, some things show up better glossy, some things show up better matte. These are the things. Some of the textile stuff I sacrifice at this point over quality, and these are the middle grounds, or like the battlegrounds, so to speak. That's why it's important not to just order product online and cross your fingers that it comes in. Like, you know, like being able to go to a vendor and discuss things, it's far more valuable. It's far more valuable, okay? And it's also more expensive. So, again, middle ground, battlegrounds, compromises, cheers. These are the things. But along the way, you know, like I'm even thinking I gotta be like Thursday, the whole business day. Thursday's done. Tomorrow I'll probably be right here all day on the phone. So, and then it's like, you know, could I do it Wednesday? Potentially, but my next print run, it's actually it's interesting because I do feel like a publisher, because you know we got the shipping in order. We got everything to fill the packages with. okay, figured out. Meaning we got the trading cards, the mini posters, the quality of the stickers. And, that's an expensive process also because you go back and forth. A lot of the trading cards, I really debated going into press with them a second or a third time due to paper stock issues. So it's just like, it's just stuff like, and, like my next printer trip though, it's like I'm dropping off now $2, right? Like $2. I don't know. I think it's crazy. Your boy here loves it. Now, good idea. Just get your get me your info, okay? Because good idea. Who's drawing Energy Man? Good idea. Who's drawing Energy? Because I want to draw that guy. I want to draw him. But you'll get good idea. You get hooked up. Yeah. So and then so here's the other thing. So I pretty much have like a loose framework for what would be Trial by Fire book 1, 2, and 3. And part of the idea is that we use the word prime, like prime, primary, primus, in all of the subtitles of each book. And so part of it would be Plight of the Portal Rangers, that's 2, and 3 would be the Coming Chaos, but it's KHAOZ, and that's really where that's where it gets all Kirby, the whole book becomes a Kirby Godfest. There he is, Harry. Yeah, I mean, Harry, we do have. Oh wait, Harry, we do. Yeah, we worked on some today, Harry. Let me see here. We drew Bluebird here, right here, Bluebird. Harry Payne, everyone, one of my biggest supporters. Harry Payne's probably gonna be one of the reasons why I get shadow banned on all my social media. But hey, we are free thinkers, right, guys? We we have fun. Who I mean, you know what it is too? If if you don't take things seriously, what the fuck? So this is essentially Pitbull. He just shredded this one giant robot, and he's regenerating at the same time. But it's we find out that the robot is comprised the same exact fashion that Pitbull is. The only difference is that Pitbull is flesh or mostly flesh, or appears to be flesh, and the robot appears to be metal or metallic or a robot. And what's going to happen here is the two of them are going to merge. But we just need to do one more thing in the so I think this is page 11. So 12, and then we'll have a giant double page spread of the two of them coming together. And that's where, when I talk about Pitbull dying, the death of Pitbull, the evolution of Pitbull, where he's now going to become a little bit more of a biomechanical dude. And visually, I don't think it's going to make much of a difference. Story wise, though, he's going to he's going to kind of be in cahoots with the villain going into the next chapter. Part of it is because the villain has more control over the robot. So all the little microchips and communicators inside the robot that the villain controls, which are like nanites type thing, but it's intelligent light technology. Since he has control over that, he gets control over the new version of Pitbull for the time being, right? So stuff like that. Harry, what you got going on? Yeah, well, I'm okay with that. I am okay with that. Well, Harry, too. Like the next, maybe you can tell me if this is going to be appropriate. Where is it? Is it here? No. Did I lose it? I might have lost it or packed it. I was going to preview the next sketchbook challenge because I thought you would like it. I don't know where it is. I may have packed it. Son of a bitch. Ugh, people. I think I packed it. What do we got here? Yeah, I have two different artists for first two issues. And I'm sure if my guy will draw more, still working on it. I'd like to have a regular artist. Yeah, dude. Yeah, we can get someone that could ink me. We could do it. Which I'm open to. Yeah, but I've had people, couple people try to number one ink and color the modern day Peter A. DeLuca, aka Pad the Eclectic One, aka Spicy Taco, aka the Pop Culture Pope, and they have tried and failed. No, no, no. Good idea. That doesn't work. It doesn't. It doesn't even work when you have grade A or grade B art rotations. It doesn't, because you know what it is. It's like when you read like a comic, you like there's like a cognizant connection, right? A neurological cognizant connection, similar to when you fall in love, and you disrupt that when you switch artists. And this is the idea of why you can have you can have Mark Silvestri drawing Cyberforce, and you have David Finch, who's essentially aping him, or Brett Booth aping Jim Lee, and it feels like a visceral betrayal. It feels like a betrayal when you see that art shift, even though it's close. It's close. We were all disappointed when Eric Larson replaced Todd McFarlane. We were upset when Mark Pacella came in over Rob Liefeld. It took us a while to get used to Greg Capullo on X-Force. It took us a while to get used to Larson on Spider-Man. Okay? It's a betrayal. It is. One artist. Does he have a Max line? He does. He essentially does. The next sketchbook challenge should be drawing hot chicks. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think, because I had an idea, and there was one that I did. Like, I had the book. I bought like a sketchbook on sale. I buy sketchbooks all the time, but I bought one on sale. I'm looking at my one shelf here, really seeing if I left it out. And I did a couple ideas, but it was the sketchbook challenge idea was a play on Baywatch from Image Comics, where they babytized like Prophet and Supreme. I guess it wasn't Image, it was just Extreme. The Baywatch promotion with Extreme, and I thought I could take that idea and just inject it with as much liquid cocaine as possible and pump, pun intended, pump that idea up and really do a great like 31-day challenge or 30-day challenge. Spicy taco. Pick up no, because if they're hoes, Harry Penn, you don't need to pick up the hoe. You just have to make sure the hoe is comfortable with you because you're paying. And yeah, she needs to be a little clear that you're not going to murder her or stiff her. Okay. Come on. But the non-hoes, yes, people like the spicy taco. But yeah, so like, and that's kind of these like other ideas I'm dealing with when it comes to like staying in practice, like that sort of thing. Cause like I still look at myself as learning. I still look at myself as like a growing illustrator. Okay. I don't look at myself as, I believe my like where you can say I have arrived would be experience. Like there's just a level of experience that I have now. It's just like overwhelming sometimes, and that kind of makes me a little bit of a um like an aged senior, like a tiger that still has its teeth. But at the same time, uh yeah, like when it comes to the craftsmanship part though, I am always trying to get that edge. And it's like the only way you can do it, it's like you don't want to do it all on the page. You want to take it off the page and give yourself a platform to practice and practice as much as possible. So, like, even with January, the live streams, they're important because so many of them, I don't have it all figured out by the time I sit down. And a lot of them I will work on leading up to when we're live. Okay. So, even though, like, I might have some things like thought out, a lot of it is done in real time. And there's something that sharpens the blade unlike anything else. Nothing sharpens the blade when it comes to illustration like that level of pressure, which is the same pressure when you're going to school for stuff. Like, like if you're going to class, you have to draw. You have to complete all your assignments. There's no way to fake that. So basically, what we're doing here is, I don't know. I mean, like, this is getting tricky because the way how the robot here, because he's like standing over top of it, the robot who's Brutron. Okay, like Brutron is essentially in like a good position here. Just like how we understand how he's like how Pitbull's like over top of him. But I need Pitbull to be up more. So when I lightbox this, yeah, I'm just going to make those adjustments, but I'm also pushing Pitbull more towards the top of the panel, which I did not want to do. Yeah, and look, it's just I think a lot of people, they get to a point when they learn how to draw. Like they get to a very weird safe spot. And I understand, like, it's tough sometimes when you are getting paid because you want to keep getting paid and you have to kind of stick to the same style, which is why you don't see guys change once they, like start getting work and they actually have a name for themselves. And that's why you get few people. Who's that one dude? Forget his name. Carrie Anderson. Carrie Anderson, who I believe he might come up through Udon Studios or through Dreamwave. But he did that Doctor Octopus like year one comic that was like freaking awesome. But he did, what else did he do? He did Thundercats, Battle of the Planets crossover. But he like his every time he works on something, he has a different style. And that's so rare because he's like a mainstream guy, and you don't get a lot of that. And for me, I'm always the opposite. Like I like the challenge of different styles and different form. I like, like just sitting down and seeing something new, experiencing something new, and I can put that right onto the page. What do we got here? What do we got? Yeah, I do agree. The artist, absolutely, this is a pretty heavy commitment, though. First arc is 10 issues. Yeah, but good idea. The first arc is 10 issues. Jeez. So what's it? 222 pages. Um, you've been in the game for a while, dude. Like that's a How about issue one? Like, let's do it. Like, make issue one, sell issue one. I think that's the game. I think prestige format though, right? You can kind of do that in maybe 4 to 6 prestige format books, or just find. I don't know. You would have to find an artist that's quick, that's just fast. But if he's fast, it's going to be a manga style. It's not going to be like a comic book style. There's concessions to make with what that story demands. If I did it on the page, TBF would have come out on time. That's true. That's true. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I already do. I'll double check though. Yeah, more of an intro. Yeah, but look, that's just a part of this like game almost. It's just like, man, like there's all these things to learn when you are like out there on your own. Like there's just so much to learn, and everyone kind of, there's so many people out there that act like that they can help you, that they act this, and then like even sometimes even for me, like there's times where I reached out to people and I'm like, hey, like could, and it's like not very helpful, like like people, I don't know, like that's one of the reasons why I'm always kind of like like I'm clear with the way when I suggest I can help someone, like I'm clear on the way that I can help them. But I think a lot of people too, they like they get their social media clout that way. And that's like we're essentially in a world of that right now. Like just to sell a comic, like you need a like you need like a decent Twitter presence. So part of the hang up too for this page is like this, like everything at the top here. I don't know. I mean, it's all got to go away, so it doesn't even matter. Like at this point in the book, like overall, we're maybe around page like 35 or 36, the overall page count. Even though this is page 11 of chapter 2, the combined page count, we're in the mid 30s. And it's like, Pitbull has already jumped and slashed a couple times here. He's doing it again. And now it's like, all right, we have to show that in a interesting way. And this is the challenge. This is like the storytelling gauntlet here. Like we gotta draw someone swinging from building to building again. Like, what do we do? How do we make that swing? Like, make it go. Yeah. Right. That's a little bit of like, yeah, we spoke about that though. equals Donald Duck. Right? Daffy Duck is greater than Donald Duck. Yes, especially if you watch Roger Rabbit, because he's 100 times cooler than Donald Duck and Roger Rabbit. The expression, with the dueling pianos. All right. So the funny thing though too, it's like I haven't done many silhouettes at all yet. And I kind of been itching to do like a nice detailed silhouette, I'll say. So like, maybe it's just like, we can kind of, even though again we've seen this pose from him. But like the one concession you make, if it's a good pose, you say, well, fuck it. Like you make that sacrifice. You hope that you don't piss people off. I always try and like still draw him in these somewhat agile, like big guy positions. Because I think that's just a part of the and we'll just draw like the robot kind of like they're just getting like shredded. So but kind of that doesn't quite work, does it? Yeah, maybe kick it back closer. But like the idea too is I wanted to do a little bit like an animatic here of him just like slashing away, like have three separate pit bulls here, which I can still do. I can move this up and I'll have room for here. But now I feel like we're cooking because it just at least visually it's like it's there, and like his body's still reforming, so we're gonna have like his bones sticking out, and he'll be like part muscle and stuff like that. Like he's reforming in real time as he's just like destroying this thing. So I think we're there. I mean, like this gets me excited here. But I kind of he's supposed to be talking to the soldiers here, and he's like, "Hey, like party's over, boys. Like, like call it a day. Like the leftovers soldiers." So we will do that. We'll add some of them here. So we got this. We'll move this up. We'll have him like jumping and ripping things apart, like 1, 2, and 3. This is very Liefeld's done this a lot. And we'll do some like more like wide open panels too. Like less full background, less fully detailed, because he's just like throwing all the mechanical pieces and parts, but they're not really. It's more like mechanical flesh. Then we have our like somewhat of our money shot right here. So I think we're there. That took a little bit, everyone. Jeez. All right, everyone. Yeah, I'm just going to call it because we're at a stage that I can move on from. Okay, that's somewhat of the goal of the penciling TBF live streams. What's it? It's 10 o'clock, man. Maybe I'll be back tonight. Maybe I'll be back tonight. I know I keep teasing like the later night ones. So subscribe, support, show this to your friends. If all of you show this to one person, it helps grow the army. Please appreciate that. We're trying to do something here. We're trying to really get as many people involved as possible in creating, making, collaborating on comics. The bigger the network, the better we're all off. I really do love you guys, and cheers. Because F my life. For clout, I gotta drink eggnog, Bud Light, seltzer. See what I mean about that call? See you, buddy. Good idea. Rock and roll.